Rise and Grinders, my name is Tetsyumi, and welcome back to episode 26 of our Terraria 1.4 Calamity mod playthrough. And as it stands right now, I'm sure you guys can barely even hear me. So let's go ahead and pause all the background audio and go into a voiceover while I fast forward through this blood moon and explain what is actually going on. Okay, this is a lot quieter. So, like I said, welcome back to episode 26 of our Terraria Calamity playthrough, and I'll try and make this quick so we can get right back into the episode. But as you can see, I'm in the middle of a blood moon to try and get my hands on a crafting material called blood orbs. These are normally really useful for crafting potions, as you may be able to see me do later in the time-lapse. But also, now that we've defeated Poltergeist, we have a ton of new stuff to craft, and a key ingredient in some of those recipes are these blood orbs. And a few other drops that I also already farmed off camera because it basically just looked like a lot of this with a ton of monsters on screen. Back to the episode. And there we go, we are done with all of that crazy loud, annoying farming. So let's go ahead and show you guys what I got. Keep in mind, I also did put, like, I'd say probably 50 blood orbs in my crafting thing already to craft myself a few more potions. So, we came out with a pretty good haul, I would say. That's pretty good. And also, we went ahead and got ourselves 73 of these bloodstone and also 44 of these ruinous souls. And both of these are also going to be used in all the crafting that we have today. And speaking of crafting that we have today, let me go ahead and show you guys the to-do list, because the to-do list right now is just filled with stuff I want to craft. I didn't even put on the to-do list the bosses, or I guess mini bosses here, that I want to fight this episode. So, first up over here, we obviously have the farm for materials, which are the blood orbs and the bloodstones, which I did do off camera, or I guess half on camera with the time lapse for these blood orbs here. And then everything else is the stuff I want to craft. So first off, we got the Blood Flare armor, new armor set, and then everything else, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new magic weapons I want to try out. And then we got the Phantom Heart and the Brimrose. This is, I think, a health increase, and the Brimrose is a cool mount that looks just cool. I want to try out. And yeah, I guess with that out of the way, we can just go ahead and start crafting. I'm not used to that weird hybrid intro I did with like the voiceover. Okay, ugh. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw all of this stuff in here, and in classic Tetsyumi fashion, let's go ahead and craft everything in bulk first, and then after we can go ahead and describe the armor and see what the weapons do and all that. So before we craft anything, we gotta go ahead and convert these bloodstones and these blood orbs into a bunch of these bloodstone cores, which is gonna be the main thing that I think most of our crafting stuff is gonna be made out of, and I hope 28 is enough. Actually, honestly, looking at it, I do not think I do not think 28 is enough, but honestly, it's whatever. Let's go ahead and craft what we can right now, which I imagine is going to be like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of the armor. So we got the breastplate, and we can go ahead and craft ourselves the mage hood right now. And very cool. Let's go ahead and go on a brief intermission and get myself more stuff. Okay, well that was fun. So here is 119 more. Really hope that is going to be enough to craft everything. So let's go ahead and, again, type in the bloodstone cores that we need. So let's see, how many is this going to make us now? 49. That should be good. I mean, honestly, I think the only thing we need to craft with these now are going to be the greaves here to complete ourselves the armor set. And then I think there's 2 weapons that I want to craft, specifically with, like, the bloodstone core stuff. And I don't think the rest of it uses it, so hopefully this should be enough. So the first 2 weapons here are going to be the Sanguera, I think? I don't really know how to spell it, but I think this is it. Yeah, the Sanguine Flare. Oh, no, I said it wrong. It's the Sanguine Flare and the Viscera, I believe. I really do not know how to spell that. Here we go. Okay, perfect. And I think with all 5 of these things, I don't need to use any more bloodstone cores. So thankfully, we did have enough. So first up is going to be the Claymore Noctis. And first off, we need to craft ourselves a Wyvern's Call. And then we can go ahead and get ourselves, I forgot what it's called already, the Claymore Noctis. So let's see, here it is right there. Bam, we got ourselves one of those. Next up, we got this Dark Spark, which uses the last prism as a crafting ingredient, and it just looks so cool. So we got ourselves one of those now. Next is the Phantasmal Fury, so bam. And now we're moving on to our second sign over here. So first up, we have the Shadowbolt Staff, which should be right here, and this, again, looks pretty cool, does a lot of damage, so ba-bam. And lastly, for the weapons, we have this Venusian Trident, which, again, I don't think I said that right, but there we go. Brief intermission, because we ran out of Ruinous Souls. And lastly here, we got the Phantom Heart, I ran out of materials again. And now we can go ahead and throw these in here, craft ourselves the Brimrose, and that finalizes everything that we wanted to craft in this episode. Good golly, was that a lot of things to craft? So I think first off, let's go ahead and go over everything except the weapons. We'll save the weapons to last. So first off, we got a Phantom Harp, which just permanently increases maximum mana by 50. I was wrong earlier, it doesn't increase health, it increases mana, but there we go. Now we have 50 more mana points, which is pretty cool. We got ourselves the Brimrose, which is going to be a new mount. Also, hello, King Slime. I'm just gonna let my minions take care of you. Like, you're not even worth my time. So the Brimrose, I think, is a flying mount, yes, similar to the Cosmic Car Key to the UFO mount, and it goes pretty fast, I think. Yeah, 62 miles an hour? I think that's faster than flying. Yeah, it's a little bit faster than flying horizontally. I think, like, going up and down, it's a lot slower, like 41. And going up and down with the wings is, like, yeah, it's way slower. But for going horizontally, you know what, it's still a pretty good mount to have, for sure. Then, obviously, we got ourselves the armor set, which is the Blood Flare armor set, which sounds and looks very cool. So, first off, we have 213 defense with this armor set. Swap it over, we have 205 defense. Okay, a little bit less. Let's see what the bonus is, though. Greatly increases life regen. Enemies below 50% life drop a heart when struck. This effect has a 5-second cooldown. Magic weapons fire ghostly bolts every 1.67 seconds, and magic critical strikes cause flame explosions every 2 seconds. That sounds very, very cool. There is one thing I wonder, though. I wonder if the enemy below 50% life thing, I wonder if that counts for bosses, because if that counted for bosses, that'd be really cool, because this armor set, if you guys don't remember, one of the set bonuses for this one was that magical projectiles will heal you on enemy hits. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm liking this armor set more or less. I guess we're just gonna have to test it out in some of these mini-boss fights that we got coming up. Alright, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's go ahead and test out all of these brand new magic weapons that we have just crafted. And I will say this before we start. None of these have any sort of specific reforges on them. This is just like straight out of the box. So some of them could be a little bit worse or better than others. I'm honestly just kind of looking at what they do and how cool they are to determine if I'm going to use them. So let's go ahead and start it off here with the Masterful Shadow Ball Staff. Let's go ahead and zoom out a bit. So what this actually does is it says more tiles and enemies the beam bounces off of or travels through, the more damage the beam does. So okay, it's a beam. So with, I guess, no tiles or anything, let's see, does it, like, home in? It does not. Attacks pretty fast, though. Not bad damage, hovering around, like, 5,000, which I think was kind of the same as, like, what this weapon was doing that, I used to fight the Poltergeist. So now, let's see, if it goes through, like, all of these blocks here, how much damage is it gonna do? Does the beam... Oh, okay, so the beam does not go through blocks, it just bounces off of them. Okay, you know what, that's fine. So if I put the dummy, like, right here and do that, what I just did, can I hit the good angle again? Let's see. That's good damage. That is actually really good damage. He's hitting probably twice there, getting about 10k. Not bad. I'm sure if I was fighting another enclosed space, like, you know, like the Poltergeist arena down here, I'm sure that would do really well. I don't know how many other bosses are gonna be fought in, like, an enclosed space like that. Next up here, we have the Phantasmal Fury, which casts a phantasmal bolt that explodes into more bolts and sounds very cool. So let's go ahead and see. First off, does it have homing? It does a little bit. So it looks like the beams have, like, a trail that homes in. And wow, you know, the trail is doing some decent damage as is. Okay, so let's see what the actual bolt does. Fair. Yeah, not like good damage, about 8k, like double the damage of the bolt. Does it go through walls? It does. Okay. Oh, sometimes it goes through. Maybe. Okay. Does every, like, crit go through walls? I think that's what it is. I think a crit shot will go through walls with this weapon, which is cool. I wish it had homing. Honestly, I'm just such a sucker for, like, any weapon that has homing, but that is still pretty cool. Alright, next up here, we have the upgrade to the last prism, which is the Dark Spark, and I have a feeling this one's going to be really cool, so let's go ahead and fire it. I think I do remember this weapon from my last few playthroughs, but oh my god, dude, look at that. It's so cool. Look at that. And the longer you fire it, kind of the more split up the beam becomes. Here, it's becoming white now, like, damn. Dude, that's just sick. It is destroying my mana. Like, my potions are getting drunk so fast. But this, I mean, this is just sick. Like, this is just very cool. Honestly, not as much damage as I would have assumed it would do. But I do believe it has infinite pierce, right? So I'm sure that this is probably going to be really good for, like, the Devourer of Gods fight. Yeah, it does have infinite pierce. Alright, so far, this Dark Spark here is my favorite. But next up, we have this intense Claymore Noctis, which sounds very cool. It says it fires night wyverns and stars from the sky to stick to enemies and explode tiles. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. Ooh! Ooh, damn, okay. So it does have, like, a little projectile that spits out from the actual, like, staff here. And, yeah, the stars explode. It fires out wyverns occasionally. It does a lot of damage. Yeah, with, like, almost every hitting, you know, it sticking to stars. Yeah, that was a lot of damage. Okay. I'm not sure how good this would be in, like, a more agile fight, right? Because it does fire, like, relatively slowly. But that's still really cool. Okay, I seriously need to find another adjective to use other than cool. But next up here, we got the Sanguine Flare. And this one also sounds cool. So what this does is it fires a blast of Sanguine Flares that drain enemy life. So pretty much this is like a lifesteal weapon. So first off, does it home in? It does, an automatic F-tier weapon. Dude, what the? It doesn't home in? Ooh. Oh, this seems really good. So it fires like this shotgun style attack. And yeah, that does like a good amount of healing. It looks like for every like ball that hits, it does 1 tick of healing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure how much healing that's going to actually be, like, mid-fight, but I'm definitely interested to try it out. And then there's also its sort of brother weapon here, which is the Deadly Viscera, which does sort of the same thing. It also heals you when enemy hits, but this one fires a blood beam, and the more tiles and enemies the beam bounces off of or travels through, the more healing the beam does. So I think it's very similar to this weapon, right? The Shadow Bolt Staff. So I guess let's go ahead and see. Yeah, I think it is, like, exactly the same as the Shadow Bolt Staff here. So, like, base, it doesn't really do too much, but if I put it, like, here, I'm guessing, it's probably going to do... Yeah, it does a lot more. The damage is still not, like, amazing, but the healing is pretty good. So, again, like, I'm sure if I'm in another enclosed space, that's probably going to be pretty useful. Alright, and last but not least here, we have the Venusian Trident. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this casts an infernal trident that erupts into a gigantic explosion of fire and magma shards, and the magma shards specifically sound very cool. So let's go ahead and put this thing right here. I'm guessing it doesn't have homing. Yeah, it doesn't, unfortunate, but here we go. Ooh, damn, and there was a shard. You can see it fly off there. But okay. So, it looks like giant explosion. I'm guessing infinite pierce because explosion, so let's go ahead and see. Yep, definitely infinite pierce. It fires pretty fast, too. And those shards look like they're doing, like, a good... They have a good spread, right? The shards are flying out everywhere. It looks like it was killing some slimes or something down here. Yeah, sick. Okay. Awesome. So, not all these weapons were a hit, I'm gonna say. But, for sure, the Dark Spark, I mean, obviously, this weapon's, like, just cool. I do really like the Claymore Noctis, but I don't know how much I'm gonna use it. And, yeah, this weapon, like the Venusian Trident, I think this is really cool. All the other weapons, I think are cool. I think they have their place. I'm not sure how useful they're going to be, just, like, given the bosses we have left. Like, look at this. We barely have, like, any bosses left. And I don't think any of them are going to be fought in a super close space. But you know what? I'm still interested in giving them all a try. So let's go ahead and organize my inventory a bit. And we go ahead and continue on with the rest of this episode, which is going to be back in the Acid Rain to try and fight some of these mini-bosses, the Mauler and the Nuclear Terror. Or, we'll just get another Blood Moon. Cool, I love that. Alright, so here we are in the Sulfuric Seas biome. I'm going to go ahead and use this Caustic here to start the Acid Rain event. Now, these are mini-bosses. I don't know if there's anything special I need to do to summon them in, or if they'll just kind of summon in after I progress with the event. So, I guess let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit and see if they do summon in naturally. Oh, okay, so this is the Nuclear Terror then. Damn, he just kind of spawned in. Okay, very cool. I'm already extremely low, so I'm going to go ahead and use this Sanguine Flare. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, Sanguine Flare. To go ahead and heal back just a little bit while I try and avoid all of these attacks. There's so much going on. There's actually just so much going on. My health is so low. Oh my god. Can I please heal, sir? Sir, okay, apparently not. Nope. Oh, okay. Wait, did he not despawn? Oh, he didn't despawn, I don't think. Okay, that's very interesting. I thought, like, for sure he would have. Oh, damn, those, like, home in on me? Damn. Okay, ow. Please don't do that, sir. Let me go ahead and try and use some of these new weapons to take this guy out. But I am getting, dude, I am getting bodied. These guys are tough. Or I don't know, actually, if these guys are so tough, or is it just, like, these weapons don't do a crazy amount of damage? I mean, this is doing, like, 5k, so it's not doing nothing, for sure. Let's see if I can use this thing while he's maybe stationary. Yeah, no, this is racking up the damage now. Yeah, okay, damn. Yeah, so definitely if the enemy's, like, stationary, this is a really good weapon, but I think otherwise, it's honestly just not too great. Like, at a moving target, it doesn't do amazing. Ooh, okay, we got another nuclear terror coming in. So let's see. Let's go ahead and try and compare some of the other weapons that we just made. So first off, let's go ahead and see the what, Venusian Trident, whatever it's called. Oh my god, these guys do so much more damage. This event got hard. Like, because we defeated Poltergast just last episode, this event did get, like, a big power-up. And I can definitely tell, like, this event is much harder than it just was. So, honestly, like, kudos to this event for beating my ass as hard as it is. Alright, so I think we have our third and probably final nuclear terror for this event. I don't think the other one is going to spawn. I don't even know. What was it actually called? The Mauler. So maybe it's just like I gotta get lucky with the event or something. Maybe it's like a time thing. I don't really know. I guess I'll go ahead and look into it after we finish off this nuclear terror here. Actually, hold on. What is this? This tornado is completely new. It's never done this before. Oh, fuck! What the fuck? I was so not expecting that. Okay. I guess Old Duke spawned in. Old Duke is the next boss that we have to defeat here, which we're not going to get to in today's episode, but okay. little sneak peek of next episode there where we fight Old Duke. Damn, okay. Ooh, okay, so we got a Mauler to spawn. I thought it was going to be way bigger than that, but, it's a shark. Very cool. Oh my, dude, this thing is fast. I gotta get out of the water. This thing is rapid. So I did look at the little, like, the wiki post for it. So it says it will despawn if it's out of the water for too long. I guess it doesn't matter, because if it's out of the water for too long, that means I'm dead anyway. Let's see, it will still be here. Okay. That is very nice that it stays. But I don't know if I'll be able to actually beat it because this thing is super hard to beat. I don't even know where it is. I might need to zoom out a bit more for this even. Let's see, maybe this weapon will work. It's like kind of fire against water. Let's see. Oh my god, it did not matter. It did not matter at all. Dude, this guy hurts. This weapon actually seems to work pretty well against them. Honestly, I think this just might be a pretty good, like, boss-killing weapon. Like, this thing does do a lot of damage. So, let's see. Did I actually get it? Oh, I did. Where did it die? It died down here. Perfect. There we go. So, I don't think this thing really drops anything. I'm pretty sure it drops a ranged weapon, which obviously we can't really use because we're playing as a mage right now. But that is still very cool. And yeah, look at that. Now the sulfuric skies are clear. We can go ahead and take out this nuclear terror. Alright, and there we go. The nuclear terror is dead. And with that, the sulfuric, whatever it's called, the acid rain event is over. Pretty cool. Yeah, honestly, like a nice little event. Kind of wish that those mini bosses maybe dropped like a few more things, because like it kind of just feels pointless to do. It feels like not worth it, I'd say, because the event in and of itself, it's hard. Like the post poltergeist acid rain event, like that was definitely challenging. I was so close to dying and did die so many times during that event. And then like the mini bosses, they kind of just didn't really drop anything too useful. I don't know if they were the ones that dropped any of this stuff, but like even so, these weapons are super underpowered if they did drop it. So I kind of wish they did something similar to like Terraria 1.4 with the Blood Moon, where like they have the Nautilus, whatever, like the new guys you can get from fishing, and they have like, you know, good stuff like the Sanguine Staff and all that stuff. But yeah, you know what, all in all, I think it was fun, definitely challenging. And with that being done, that is going to be the end of our episode here. So gamers, I really do hope you all enjoyed. We made a lot of progress in terms of crafting. We didn't really make too much progress in terms of bosses, but like, can you really blame me? Look at how many bosses we have left. Like, we are in the final like 5% of the Calamity mod. Everything is going to be so hard. They need like their own dedicated episode. But as I was saying, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.